I need to share something with you. The fast money investor bro culture online is poison. I'm going to make some friends by pointing this out, but it's a big fat lie that gets repeated by everybody mindlessly. You see it all over YouTube, you see it on Reddit. You know when you say something and they write, actually the yield curve is inverted and the Buffett indicator is 1.7 standard deviations above the historic trend line. And you know, the biggest ever stock market crash is coming, trust me bro. I drew some lines on a chart that absolutely proves it. It's especially dangerous because so many retail investors, including many of the self-proclaimed experts, turned up to investing for the first time in the last 3 years. You know, back in 2020 and 2021, there was a huge influx. People were sat at home not knowing what to do with all of their money, and suddenly everyone started opening Robinhood accounts. You couldn't go out and spend the money, you might as well go and play the stock game. The stock market went absolutely ballistic. Peloton, remember that company that makes the world's most expensive coat hangers, was valued at $60 billion. There was GameStop and AMC, and everyone was investing in the latest version of the fluffy dog token, and there was JPEGs of monkeys wearing funny hats. Remember all of that clown show? Well, that's just the tip of the iceberg, because we have this new age now where everyone can go and have an opinion, make a comment. It's all out there in public. You can go and read the comments on this YouTube video. You can go read Wall Street Bets or whatever other subreddit you like. And there will be that guy with some nondescript name, laser eyes in the photo, posting the comment. They'll be stating whatever it is as 100% definite fact. They know. But you have no idea if that guy is some kind of pro-investor sharing their wisdom out of the kindness of their heart, or a keyboard warrior living in their mom's basement pulling information straight out of their backside. It's almost always going to be that second one. And you see the same investor bro advice all over the internet, because all of these people who have no relevant education, have never worked in finance, never built a model, have never assessed a company, have an investing career measured in milliseconds, all of these people are out there selling you poison, telling you that you need to go and buy and sell stocks all the time. Go buy, sell now, go do it right now. Like this week, you should go and buy this stock because it's absolutely going to the moon, but next week, you should sell it and sell everything else because, the stock market is about to crash and you have to be an absolute idiot to stay in the market. How dare you? How dare you talk about this thing that is being sensible? And you have to make these super aggressive, super reactionary moves right now. Go and buy that stock. And you better make at least a 300% return per year, or you will have fun staying poor. You need to make all of these high-risk bets because that's what investing is apparently all about. These are all very good ways of losing your money and screwing up your finances for life. And the advice that all of these gurus give changes based on whatever happens to be popular right now. Ever notice how investing gurus only invest in stocks that happen to be really trendy, or how content creators switch from telling you to invest in dividend stocks to then joining the apes and shorting AMC and then going all in on Flocky Inu? Then you need to sell everything immediately because the stock market is 100% for sure going to crash in 2023. And well, it didn't crash in 2023, but it is 100% for sure definitely going to crash in 2024. This time it's definitely happening. This is all one giant load of poison being sold to you because that shit can make a lot of money for those selling it. It gets a lot of eyeballs. It is all, of course, complete horseshit, and it's especially frustrating because investing is an incredibly powerful way to grow your wealth. It is an incredibly powerful tool, but it requires you to do the opposite of what all of these clowns are saying. It can be the most important financial tool in your life if and only if you ignore all of this verbal diarrhea and apply some actual sense. As an aside, I can tell you now, as a general litmus test, any clown who told you to buy pictures of monkeys wearing funny hats, or Flocky Fucky Inu or whatever, and that happens to be, I think, the vast majority of finance influencers, if you're listening to that person still, to whatever that idiot is telling you today, you might want to reconsider what information you choose to consume and why. Anyway, back on topic. It is true that you have to adjust your strategy based on what's happening in the market. You need to be aware of what's happening in the macroeconomy, where things are headed, how things are changing. But these adjustments are not selling your entire portfolio because some twallop, some dweeb on YouTube who is barely out of his fucking diapers told you that the stock market is going to collapse. And I am going to let you in on a little secret. Here is what you need to do differently in 2024 to make sure that your investing portfolio kicks ass. Are you ready? Have you got the notebook ready? You're going to write it down? You've got to do nothing. Absolutely nothing different this year. If I had $1 for every time that some self-professed expert told me in the comments or on social media that this year you have to do something completely different, and if you don't, then you're an idiot. This year you have to sell, or this year you have to invest in AI because it's the future, bro. If I had $1 for every time that happens, I would be, I guess, a YouTuber making dollars from engagement. If you are invested in stocks because you have a high confidence valuation with a 50% upside on that company, and you have done your homework, you like the risk profile, you understand the risk profile, there is exactly zero reason for you to change that approach, for you to change what you're doing. Just because everybody and their dog is jumping on the latest bandwagon does not mean that you need to be sat on the same bandwagon. And I know, the AI train is leaving the station. You need to quickly get on, because if you miss it, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Nothing like this will ever come around again. AI is going to completely change the world in ways that you cannot possibly fathom. If you don't drop everything right now and go balls deep on AI stocks, you're a loser. You'll be poor, while everybody else, literally everybody else who is investing in this stuff, is going to be building their Scrooge McDuck vaults and going swimming in their own money. Since the start of 2023, Nvidia stock is up 307%. But this is just the start, right? This is just the early signs. This is going to go to 10 trillion, maybe 100 gazillion. You can't afford to be missing out on the biggest investing opportunity in our lifetime. It's interesting how when you read about anyone who has actually made consistent 20-something% returns over many years in the stock market, which by the way is really good, that's like the best that you can possibly hope for, that for some weird reason, those people are not always jumping on the latest, coolest trend every year. And you know what that reason is? You know the reason why? Because this new generation of investors don't understand what patience is, don't understand how the world actually works. You need your Lambo, and you need it right now. So let me spell out what you should do to invest like a god in 2024. Now, first, before you invest your money, you need to invest time, like a lot of time. If you do not want to invest your time, you shouldn't invest your money. Well, not into picking stocks anyway. You should instead go and buy yourself some S&P 500, a global stock market index, VTI, whatever it is that you like, a big fuck off index. Numbers don't lie. 92% of funds, companies, entire groups of people that try to outperform the S&P 500 failed over the last 15 years. These are like PhDs in finance and all that bullshit. So for retail investors, without the armies of analysts, without all the supercomputers and basing investing decisions of what some guy said in a 15-second TikTok video, it's going to be higher. Maybe it's 95% will underperform. I don't know. Whatever that number is, it's high. But we all think that we're in that 5%, right? We all think that we are the chosen ones, the special ones. I mean, I am included in this because I am an active investor too. But we all think that we're in that 5%, right? Well, the truth is, a good chunk of that 95% is made up of people investing in the latest fucky new tokens, investing in whatever the latest popular degenerate investing strategy is. There is a lot of that going on. So the odds, if you are serious, if you have some kind of sense, if you have a brain and you prefer to use that brain up, perhaps a little bit better than that average statistic, but still, you know that you probably should not be actively investing in stocks, but you're gonna go and do it anyway. So since you're gonna go and do it, we both know that, here is what I do if it helps you decide how you want to go about things. I only put my money into stocks where I have done my research, I have built models, and I am happy with the valuation. I always follow the numbers, and I never made decisions based on a gut feel, based on emotions, based on, I like this company. I think it looks good. I like investing in this sector. It's funny how the world of investing has changed since this 2020-2021 boom. Suddenly, you have all of these fan clubs of stocks. I mean, this would be so ridiculous if I was making this video just 5 or 6 years ago. There are people out there who are literally full-time cheerleaders for a stock of a company trading on the stock market. It's their whole identity. It's their entire life. They spend each and every day just posting on X about this one stock over and over and over, making videos every day about this one stock over and over, telling their friends about it. I'm joking, of course. Those people don't have any friends. But seriously, this is a prime example of people running their entire investing strategy based on emotions. People prefer to wear these blinkers that pretend that, the company that they are invested in is the best one in the world. It is holier than thou. The CEO is a god. The company is always right. It is never wrong. It never puts a foot wrong. There are no risks at all. And if you dare think otherwise, if you dare think that, a company might have some significant risks, sometimes often make strategic mistakes, you are a fudder. That's the term. You are spreading fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and how dare you? Do not let these dumbass emotions drive your investing decisions, because at the moment I'm seeing this being the case for a ridiculously large chunk of people. When you buy a stock, you are not joining a fan club. When you sell a stock, you do not suddenly have to turn into a bear and join the hate club either. That's not how it works. Stocks are not your friends. They are a pawn in a tool that lets you grow your wealth over time. That's it. It's just a company that happens to be there at the right time in the right market that you decided to go and put your money to work in. If you get too attached to a stock, you won't know when you need to get the fuck out, because you'll be saying that, this is all FUD, nobody should be selling the stock, I'm going to hold it for life, hodl the fucking stock, because you'll be riding that thing all the way down to zero in the worst case scenario, buying the dip after dip after dip along with all of your fan club mates. I know it's not a popular thing to say, but the vast majority of the commentary that you see in social media about investing is bullshit. So please treat it as such. Technical analysis is bullshit. And by technical analysis, I mean the guy who gets a graph and draws two random lines through some random points and says, look, it's a wedge or a head and shoulder pattern or whatever complete horseshit that 100% definitely means that the stock market is going up or going down, or maybe do both at the same time. Timing the market is bullshit. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but no, the 21-year-old finance expert telling you exactly what the stock is going to be worth at a specific point in the future does not, in fact, own a crystal ball. I know, right? Going all in on one stock is bullshit. It's mathematically a really bad idea even if you pick a good stock. I made a whole video on this. Go and look it up if you really want to understand why. Dividend stocks do not, in fact, produce magic money out of thin air. I know. I mean, who could have possibly thought that? If you want to maximize your chances of doing well in the big bad world of investing, you need to make sure that you do the right thing for the right reasons. Go and find companies that you think have a big future and you believe are undervalued by the market. Invest in those companies and be prepared to invest through thick and thin. Now, sure, sometimes you have to quit a losing position and you need to know when to do that. But if you're investing for 5, 10, 15 years, whatever, every company that you invest in is going to go through some tough time, some kind of downturn, some kind of crisis. The market will be going through its booms and its crashes all at the same time. Your job as an investor is to be boring as fuck and keep doing the same thing over and over and over. Buy stocks when you think they are undervalued. Sell stocks when you think they are overvalued. That's it. Everyone can play their pretend games, posture on social media. It doesn't really matter. You don't need to do that. You don't need to waste your time fighting pointless battles on Reddit or X about what a stock is going to be worth in the future. It doesn't matter. Leave the circus to the clowns and do your own thing. I'm done. Let me go make myself a cup of tea and read the insufferable comments that I absolutely know are coming.